Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and this is James Rollins from At the Quarter Pole, and it's a very early morning, but I have exciting news today, and that's going to be the possible entries for the 2026 Dubai World Cup, and this is brought to you by Horse Racing Nation. Let me just jot down the field, and horse and it comes out right out the bat is journalism, and journalism was supposed to run in the Saudi Cup. I'm not sure why Mike McCarthy didn't ship them out there for all that $20 million. I guess he wanted maybe another extra month of rest. Month and a half from Saudi Cup just ran yesterday would be late in March. I believe March 28th would be the Dubai World Cup. And at mile 1/4, this is a horse to play. The pace makes the race, and with the entries coming out, it should be a lot of pace in this race. And journalism fits to be an exact. He's over at a mile 1/4, but he's going to have the pace scenario, so that might get him to the winner's circle. On to the next horse would be Romantic Warrior. And before everybody gets excited, I don't think Romantic Warrior is going to run in this race either. He did not run in the Saudi Cup at a mile 1/8. This is a mile 1/4 now. And I just think the connections are going to keep him happy in Hong Kong. They're not going to try to race against this monstrous field, which is going to be better than this year's Saudi Cup. And I think he won't run, but if he does, I'll give you my own odds line on the race. Next horse is Magnitude. Ironically, Magnitude was supposed to run at the Saudi Cup. Mile 1/4 just makes it harder for this horse. It's not a horse that wants to go this distance against these kind of animals. The superior class horses that he'll be running against. Not saying he won't show a fair effort, but I just thought he fit better in the Saudi Cup, and I thought he was overmatched there. So I think he's overmatched into the Dubai World Cup. Next horse would be White Ombario, and White Ombario does make a lot of sense running in a mile 1/4. He ran a bang up second, losing to a stablemate, Skippy Longstocking. Now he's a Breeders' Cup winner, Pegasus Cup winner, and he belongs in this field at $12 million. Joseph Sappy might have content to bring this horse out here at the Dubai Cup. He hasn't been shipped out there, but maybe that $12 million says this horse has got plenty left in the tank, and he's going to send White Umbrella to Dubai. Next horse, Skippy Longstocking, the 2026 Pegasus World Cup winner. Probably ran the best race of his life. Didn't run against the horses I thought were better. I thought a lot of horses were better than him. I didn't take him. I thought he had a better chance 2 years ago when I picked him in 2025. Now he wins the 2026, and he has form, but he's going to be overmatched in this race. As I said it before, he ran the race of his life. He caught a real lackluster Pegasus Cup. Disco Time was a favorite. He faded. White Umbrella was like the third choice, and he came in a game second with the pants, so he never showed up. So he has a tall order, but Joseph Sappy is going to bring out both White Ombario and Skippy Longstocking for the Dubai World Cup. Next horse, I go down the pipe, and again, Laurel River. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen, I've been putting this information out here, and sorry to say that Laurel River might run. He had in the last couple of races where he was supposed to run, and he has not run. I think they just should put this horse in retirement. And I just think he's not long in the tooth, but I think that that 2024 Dubai Cup just took that much out of him. He likes the track because he freaked 2 years ago, winning this race 2 years ago. And it's a big question mark, but if I was leading, I think they're going to fade him out and will not show up. They had him scheduled to run the Saudi Cup, and the connection, Judd Farms, did not bring him out. So I'm leaning that he won't run, but of course, I'll give you my fair odds and estimate if he somewhat miraculously appears like Lazarus. We'll see what happens, but I'll go on to the next horse. Imperial Emperor, and he has a shot. Bhupta Semar has been licking his chops from last year since he had Imperial Emperor and Walk the Stars in this race, and they lost a hit show last year to a big long shot. That hit show paid about $89. I'm thinking that he wouldn't send these two horses back with Darsemar. He has three horses in this race. I do like Imperial Emperor and also another horse that I'll mention as soon as I do the rest of her. But he won the Maktoum Classic his last out, and I guess he's He shows form, and he could also has ability to rate. I think with all the speed, that's a good thing for Imperial Emperor. Next horse is again Heart of Honor. Was supposed to run in the Saudi Cup. Was withdrawn. In my opinion, he's overmatched. Just doesn't seem crazy that he'll be running. But again, the Dubai Cup is going to be worth $12 million, and I just don't see him making an impact against these horses. Next horse would be Admiral Daytona. Now Daytona won 2 years in the Saudi Derby, shows some tenaciousness down the stretch. I don't know what he's shown. He didn't show anything in last year's Derby like Luxor Cafe. So this Japanese horse might be over the barrel. He might show a ton of speed, but there should be a lot of speed in this race. He's got to show me something, ladies and gentlemen. He's got to show me something in form that he states that he belongs to a race. I'm fading him out. I think that his time will come against Lesser and then improve, and going into the form cycle, he might be a decent horse. Walk the Stars. This is Bumar Simar's second horse that has a potential. He took the lead in last year's Dubai Cup. He ran a whole mile until he folded the last 1/4 of a mile. So last 2 furlongs, he just said, I pooped. I don't want to run anymore. And I think that Buktar Semar has an agenda for both Imperial Emperor and Walk the Stars. I would be using him in exactly with journalism first and second. And I just think that they have more to show. And the reason why I go back to him, because it seems like if I liked him last year, can he do better this year? Yes. But the number one reason why I like both of these horses that they're staying in country, they don't have to travel, and they're at their home base. So always look at that as an advantage for them. And I like both of Buktar Semar's horses. Now he has 3, but the other horse I threw out. Artorias, and that's going to be another Judmont horse. And this is the horse I threw out. He was in the Maktoum Classic, and he ran 4th in the race. I think he's really going to have to pick up his speed figures to even get a piece of the action around 3rd and 4th. But this is one of Buktar Semar's 3rd horse. He has Imperial Emperor, Walk the Stars, and Artorias. And Artorias is Judmont Farms, but I think he needs to run against Lesser. As in Admiral Daytona, he's going to have to show me that he goes in the form cycle and shows much more improvement trying to run it against these horses. So right now, ladies and gentlemen, I have him as a throw-up. Next horse is Golden Vekoma. Golden Vekoma is out of Vekoma, and that means at a 1.25 miles, I don't think he's going to stick around. He's going to show ability and speed. But against this heavy laden track and with all the other speed in the race, if that's a big if, other horses do show up, as like the Saudi Cup, where they give me the potential field. That's why it's a possible field. It's not guaranteed that these horses will run in the race, but this is what the information I have. That's why I'm giving you my spiel today, 6 weeks in advance. So at least you can have a general idea what to expect, what I expect, and how I handicap these horses and what could occur. So Vekoma is going to show, Golden Vekoma is going to show early speed, but it looks like he's in an early fade at a mile, about maybe 7/8 to a mile. And this horse doesn't want to go any further against the horse he's going to be running against. So I have him to throw out on that one. Next horse would be Galactic Star. And Galactic Star, I can tell you right now, I got to pick for last. Unfortunately, the connections are looking for maybe a miracle where he gets some part of the purse at $12 million. I'm not sure why they have this horse in, but he's supposed to run. I'm throwing Galactic Star out. I think he'd be running dead last. Now, the 2 horses that the Horse Racing Nation did not put out that I have to put in, ladies and gentlemen, just because of the performance, of course, from the Saudi Cup would be Forever Young. No brainer, of course. But the connections did state that they're going to run this horse the same way they run their campaign last year, which was the Saudi Cup after the Breeders' Cup, now the Dubai Cup. Then they're giving Forever Young almost a half-year layoff, run 1 prep in Japan, and bring him out to Keeneland. So he's supposed to run in this race. And he has plenty of time to recover from the Saudi Cup, because it's 6 weeks out from the Saudi Cup until the end of March. And another reason why he should be coming to run this race is that he didn't get used that hard. People say, well, you got to use hard to hold off Nisos. But Nisos, as I explained in my last video, didn't want any part of the mile 1/8. and he faded late at that last 16th, as I suggested, that he just doesn't want to go that long. So he has plenty of the tank. Now, the big question mark again, I have this horse like last year, and I like Forever Young a ton, as you know, but he's on episode alert. Why? I don't think he can handle the track. It might be part of that track that he does not like. And if again, if there's these animals running against him, he has plenty of horses that are going to challenge him. I just said there's about 3 or 4 horses got content and could win this race from Forever Young. And do I want him at 3 to 5 to 1 to 9? No, thank you. Not in his act, not in the win, not in anything. If he does beat me, he'll beat me at a cheap price, and I'm okay with that. So I'm not taking Forever Young. He's back on upset alert at Dubai because he did not show his best potential at the Dubai World Cup last year. So again, Forever Young on upset alert on this year's Dubai World Cup. Hitch Show will be back and should be back. He ran a great race in the mine shaft at the fairgrounds. Very tenacious. Came under the rigorous ride. The fracture time was 23 and 47. The leader up front slowed it down to 47, so he had a possible chance winning in a mile and 16. But it just shows that Hitch Show is just a better animal. I believe that Hitch Show is better at this time this year than he was last year. And he has the fondness of the track. He won't get that big price that he had before, so he has to be under consideration. Well, let's go on to my morning line odds on these horses for the Dubai Cup. Journalism, I have him at 7-2. Why? He's going to have the pace to run at. He should have been a contender in the Saudi Cup. I like him in Exacta, and he's going to be tough. If he runs the mile and 1/4, there's plenty of pace ahead of him, and he has talent to run with this kind. Romantic Warrior, I don't believe is going to run. But if I was looking at it, excuse me, let me go back to journalism. My morning line on journalism for the Dubai Cup would be 7-2. A Romantic Warrior, if he does run, which I don't think because of the distance, will be 2-1. And I'll go to Magnitude. I'm dropping his odds at Magnitude 8-1 because this may be kind of one of those freak things where he has enough time to get shipped to Dubai within 6 weeks. I got him down to 8-1, ladies and gentlemen. I know I had him at 15-1 before then. I just think this might be a little bit better of a race. He could be one of those sneaky horses that can show some kind of impact, but it'd be 8-1. But I believe in my heart that he'll go up. White Umbario, and White Umbario deserves a lot of respect, and he'll get plenty of action at the windows in the United States or wherever. 4-1 on White Umbario. Skippy Lawn Stocking, he'll be a long shot again at 10-1. I know why they're bringing Skippy in after winning the Pegasus Cup, but he's going to be 10-1, and he's over a barrel or over a wall, however you want to put it. He's going to be running against way better horse than he did at the Pegasus Cup, and he'll be 10-1. Going on to the next horse, Lower River. I don't think he's going to run, ladies and gentlemen. I have to respect the fact that the Horse Racing Nation put this horse in. As like before the Saudi Cup, I have him between 6 and 10-1. Going on to the next race, or next horse, I should say. Imperial Emperor. Believe it or not, I have this horse only at 5-1. I think he'll trend up. Uptar Semor had this horse running last year, and I think he's going to get a lot of action in Dubai. That's why I have him down at the morning line at 5-1. He might stabilize. He could bounce between 5-1 to 8-1, maybe even a 10-1. Depends who's running. Depends who's getting all the play. Heart of Honor, 25-1, and skyrocketing upward to 40-1, and he's just outclassed in my opinion. Admiral Daytona, 15-1, only because he shows guts in the lane, and you never know with this race, and and anything could happen like last year. So the Japanese horse, Admiral Daytona, gets 15-1. I respect, but I think he'll trend up to more like 20-25-1 after the betting's all settled and done. What to Stars, the other Buktar Semar horse, and I got him down at 5-1. 5-1, the same as the stablemate Imperial Emperor. at the same. He showed guts and showed about speed in a mile last year at Dubai, but faded the last quarter of a mile. Maybe he'll wake up with a better training tactics. They stay home, and that's a plus factor in both the Butnar Semars, both his horses. His other horse, Artorias, I don't. He came in fourth in the Matum Classic, got beat by Imperial Emperor, and I think he'll go up between 20 to 1 flat. Maybe it gets bet down because of the three horse that Buttar Simar has. So you got to respect his connections, but I think he might get bet down a little bit because the locals know more of their horses over there than we do over here in the United States. Golden Vekoma, 30 to 1 and skyrocketing upward. I just don't think that the horse is, endurance wise, I don't think will handle the track. That's a heavy track and trying to get pushed by multi. It looks like it's going to be on a full field of 12. And I think he's just going to get bullied in the last two to three furlongs. He's going to say help. So I got his odds from 20 to 1 going up skyward. Galactic Star should be the last horse in the race, and the finish line 50 to 1, probably going to go off at 99 to 1. Forever Young 3 to 5, and that's an overlay, ladies and gentlemen. I don't see the horse being being at 3 to 5. I think he's going to be bet down, man. But I tell you one thing, that he paid $2.70. I was reading the news, and that's what he paid at the Saudi Cup, $2.70, ladies and gentlemen. If he's $2.70 at the Saudi Cup, what he's going to pay, $2.10, and you can't take that horse at right now at those odds. I mean, he is what he is. He's a great horse, but you can't take that win bet. I wouldn't even take him as that. The only way you can make money off of Forever Young, if you really like him as much for Dubai as much you liked at Saudi, you're gonna have to play him in the tries and exactas. But I gotta fade him. I got him an upset alert. I think and especially after not winning last year, which was impeccable form after he beat Romantic Warrior against the Saudi Cup last year. And I'm not taking this horse at below even money. There's no way. I'm not taking the credible Forever Young, as well as he's won and the way he wins. He respectfully deserves to be below odds-on favorite, but I just can't see it. I can't take it as a gambler and a handicapper. Cannot do it. His show will look really good. Honestly, it looked really good. I saw the race today at the fairgrounds, getting prepared to watch the Risen Star Stakes, and he looked really good running down that speed. As I stated before, the lead horse had 23-3, so they're cooking up front, but he slowed it down to half at 47, knowing well that his show was coming around. And one thing I did that visually was impressive with his show, that he could come slightly off the pace, and a big field into the Dubai World Cup might fit. But I still like him. I had to say no, and I guess this might be the second time he can crow if he wins it back-to-back. I mean, the second miracle that his show did after he won last year's Dubai Cup at massive odds, paying like $80-some. We never ever honestly got the right price of what he paid into international polls with the wagering out in Dubai. But he was, let me put it this way, he was a monster long shot, and he figures this year better than last year. That's the funny part, but I still can't take, maybe I'm just hard-headed. I can't take his show to repeat in the Dubai Classic. Like I said, right now, my pick would be Journalism first and second with the two of the Bumar Semar horses, Walk the Stars and Imperial Emperor. And if you remember last year's video, which is a year ago, those were my two picks in last year's Dubai Cup. So not to get snake bitten, but those two horses you got to use again because they know the track. The trainer knows the track at Dubai. They have credentials, especially Imperial Emperor that won the Matum Classic, and he shows form. Can he repeat? He comes off the pace a little bit, and he is as good as it gets. He might be in better form this year than last year, so watch out for that. And that's what I have right now for the Dubai Classic. And leading into, I'm getting this also done, ladies and gentlemen, early, and still the February 15th now, day after Valentine's Day, because now in 13 days and 2 weeks, I got to start really getting into my videos for the Kentucky prep races. I did a couple of visual handicappings on a replay show, and all I could say, one horse that kind of stood out to me in the Southwest Classic would be Rancho Santa Fe. I think he was up too close on the inside. The rider didn't want to be on the inside. The horse didn't want to be inside, but these were baby horses, 3-year-olds. He ran a double race. When I call it double race, he came on at the last 16th. He almost missed show beating being off by butane a little bit like that. So I think a better ride and have him come off slightly off the pace, not being a stalker, but a mid packer is going to help this horse move forward. Paladin is, it looks like the legit thing right now. I don't know if he reminds us of Sierra Leone or any other top 3 year olds at about 2 years ago, but he's won the Rimson and the Risen Star, both impressively, especially the Risen Star where he settled in fourth really nice. Chip Honcho had the lead by himself, and he came out resolutely and won the race. So he doesn't have to be a deep closer like Golden Temple. Golden Temple shows to be a deep closer, and deep closers do win. But in the first Saturday in May, he's going to have to pick a lot of different horses. And the way that Golden Temple runs, he comes from out of it, basically from out of nowhere. Again, Paladin shows that he can come off the pace, and he shows that he likes to win. But are they peaking too form right now, too early right now before the big race? And then who knows? There's still 3 months away, and horses get sick and everything. But right now, visually, Paladin looks really good right now. So, and another tidbit is where sovereignty is. Sovereignty shivering his boots after Forever Young just demolished the Saudi Cup at 20 million, and Sovereignty should be shivering his boots. I made a video earlier. I still like him to win the Breeders' Cup Classic because I don't. He's going to stay local. I don't see him shipping out anywhere, and he will run down Forever Young with those big, beautiful closing strides. But it's still a question mark that I stated that they don't have to run him. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, he won 3 year old and also Horse of the Year. So maybe Godolphin's telling Belmont, the heck with that. We're not gonna run him the rest of the year. I mean, he's hasn't showed any kind of workouts to my understanding. The last report I remember was at Pound Meadows racetrack, working out, but that's just workouts. So where's the spot? I made a video and stated that's probably going to be the down in Kentucky at Churchill Down, and try to race him there. But he's still. I'm not going to go back behind my words right now, ladies and gentlemen. I still like Sovereignty for the classic, and he'll be running against Forever Young. It should be a heck of a classic. And that's all I have for you early this morning. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and whoever watching this video this early. And I can say this is James Ramos from At the Quarter Pole, where winning and history run neck and neck. Have a good morning, ladies and gentlemen.